to the closing statements. A reminder that each candidate has 2 minutes, and we will hear from them in reverse order of the opening statements. And I'll remind you in the audience that once again, you have the opportunity to vote for one of the 2 candidates for each of the numbered seats. So keep your eye on the numbers as well as the speakers and helping you to make your choice. And we will hear first from Julia Amento, who is a candidate for seat number 19.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for being here today. You asked some very good and challenging questions, and I hope that we were able to satisfy you with our answers. I hope what you take away from this is that a judge is really important, and it is important for us to pick our judges as someone who would be ethical and fair and experienced. And I think that my reputation in the legal community and at the community at large is as someone of that nature. I do have very broad experience, as I mentioned, having been a deputy district attorney for the past 12 years, really working to keep our community safe, both as I prosecute serious criminals, but also in the role of crime prevention, especially for youth. I also do have experience on complex civil litigation, so I would have no problem if the court decided to put me in the civil courts. And of course, because of my experience in domestic violence and the juvenile courts, I'm very familiar with many of the issues we've been talking to regarding families, and so if the court decided to place me there, I would also have that experience. I have a very strong educational background, graduating cum laude from Hastings College of the Law, and graduating Order of the Coif, and also went to UCLA where I graduated magna cum laude with departmental honors. And I really tell you that not because necessarily that's what makes a good judge, but so that you can see that throughout my entire life I have worked very hard to get to where I am. And if you were to elect me as judge, I would continue to work hard to serve this community. I would be honored to serve the community as a judicial officer, and I think my broad support from judges, attorneys, community leaders, elected officials, the Santa Clara County Bar Association and other bar associations, and all law enforcement agencies throughout the county should show you that I have the strong support based on my reputation and experience to date, and I would take that to the court. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now hear from Vanessa Zecker, who is the candidate for seat 11.
So thank you very, very much for the wonderful questions that we received today. These questions are helpful to us in getting us to think about the issues that are important to you as voters. I hope that I have demonstrated to you through my answers to the questions that I have broad experience in all areas in our court system in which I would be sitting as a judge. Family court starts the process for many families ending up in other systems within our court system, and the mental health and substance abuse and other issues that I deal with on a daily basis certainly impact all areas of our system. As an attorney for 22 years and a business owner for 16, I am familiar with most issues related to employment and those types of issues, and I bring that to my skill set as well. My endorsements, I believe, are what I am most proud of. They are broad-based endorsements. I have over 55 judges and commissioners who have endorsed me. The 2 prior elected district attorneys have both endorsed me. And I have law enforcement endorsements, including the San Jose Police Officers Association and Sheriff Lori Smith. I am extremely proud of the law enforcement credentials that I bring to this particular race. I am a Santa Clara native. I was born and raised in Santa Clara County. I attended schools here, and I attended Santa Clara University all the way through. My ties to this community go way back. I am a proud San Josean. My law practice has always been maintained in San Jose. I've been very, very interested in the issues and difficulties that our society faces in Santa Clara County all my life. I hope I've shown you through my answers that my judicial philosophy would be one of restraint. The law is meant to be followed. While judges are not supposed to be social workers, I agree to a certain extent with that statement, but I believe that judges are supposed to bring an element of compassion and understanding to what they do when they're exercising discretion. So the familiarity with the underlying issues that created the problem to begin with are something that I believe are very, very important. to a judge.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Thomas Skillbar, who is a candidate for seat number 7.
Well, I bring with me a tremendous life experience. Like I've indicated initially, I've been a lawyer for 32 years. I'm over 60, and I've seen a lot. I grew up in the 50s, and then I saw the transformation of society in the 60s and 70s. And so I bring with me a broad experience. The core thing, I think, is the philosophy, judicial philosophy that a person brings. And I think that I've demonstrated to a certain extent my philosophy. Anybody who says that judicial philosophy isn't important, or anybody who says that all judges are the same, that you just follow the law, that's just simply not true. That's sheer nonsense. A judge brings his perspective with him, and I've seen this very active, particularly in the civil theater, in dealing with foreclosures. If the burning issue, the sole burning issue today, and this is important, criminal practice, criminal law is important, but I don't see that today as the sole burning issue. And if that was the burning issue, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. What I see is the economic issues that have descended upon us since 2007, 2008, 2009, the bailouts of the banks, the impact on society, joblessness, loss of investments and loss of retirements. And then we start to look at the export of our industrial base overseas, all of which is going to have an impact on the lives of people. And you say, well, geez, this is too big of a picture to come in front of a judge, but it's not, because these issues, these economic issues, do present themselves in front of a judge, be it on the criminal side or particularly on the civil side, when these issues do come as a result of what our society is experiencing.
Thank you. Next, hear from Tim Pittsburgh, who is the candidate for seat number 11.
Yes, I'm going against Ms. Zecker, and I have to tell you the only reason I'm going against Ms. Zecker is because the other two DAs took the other 2 spots, and I didn't want to run against another DA. So I have to say also that I did some checking up on Ms. Zecker when I first got started here. And she is actually an excellent lawyer. One divorce lawyer told me that he does not want to ever go up against her in court. So she's a really good lawyer. So folks, you have a choice. You have a choice to make. You can vote for me, a person with 26 years as a veteran prosecutor, serving you, keeping the streets safe, making your home safe, or you can vote for Ms. Zecker, who spent the last 16 years as a family lawyer, predominantly doing divorce law. So that's your choice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Bob Commerce, who is a candidate for seat number 19.
Thanks. I think you have a pretty clear choice here for office number 19. I'm a civil practitioner with 23 years seniority. I haven't just worked on cases. On every case that I've been on, I've been the lead lawyer for 20 years. I haven't just been somebody that worked on a team of a bunch of people or third person down carrying the briefcase. I've been the guy that made all the decisions and all the arguments and either won the case or lost the case on the strength of what I did. The other thing to say about me is that I've got educational credentials that are on the website. Please look at the website. It's really... I'd really rather talk about my endorsements here. I'm endorsed by Labor. The AFL-CIO Labor Council endorses me. I've been endorsed by the Rainbow Committee of the County Bar. That shows that they trust me to protect the rights of minorities, and that's something that I will do. I'm endorsed by 3 of my opposing counsel. These are senior, very respected senior lawyers in the bar. Craig Needham is a statewide name in civil consumer protection law. Byron Foster is one of the most prominent personal injury attorneys in Santa Clara County. They've all endorsed me for this office. I'm endorsed by law enforcement officers. I'm endorsed by past and present criminal prosecutors. No one who knows my history should seriously have any question about my willingness or ability to protect the victims of crime in this county. Beyond that, I offer 40 years of leadership, and I plan to be a leader not just in the court but outside the court. You need to realize that 36% of the sitting judges in our county are former district attorneys. 48% of the sitting judges in our county were involved with the criminal justice system, either as a district attorney, a public defender, or a law enforcement officer. So when your choice is civil or criminal, and I respectfully request your vote for me as a former civil practitioner. Thank you.
Thank you. And Joanne McCracken?
Thank you. Thank you all for your questions and for your time this afternoon and for being interested in the judicial races. As I mentioned earlier, I bring 24 years of legal experience. I spent most of those 24 years prosecuting the most serious offenders in Santa Clara County: murderers, rapists, gang members, people who have committed those crimes. I have very broad experience in the law. In my years as a trial attorney, I am very proud of the fact that I worked very hard on every case, took every case that came before me very seriously, and I have never lost a felony trial. I devote, as I mentioned earlier, significant time to education, to teaching others, to lecturing, to spending time in significant volunteer efforts. I work with 5th graders and I've done that for 10 years, and I mentioned my work with the Salvation Army with domestic violence offenders and victims, I think it demonstrates a strong commitment to the community. I too am very proud of my broad endorsements, and my flyers are outside. You can look at my website and see who my broad endorsements are, but I have been endorsed by every group that has, to my knowledge, that has solicited, that has interviewed the candidates in my races. I've been endorsed by Bar Association, the Santa Clara County Bar Association, the Minority Bar Associations, various groups that I put there, judges, community leaders. Every elected official that has chosen to endorse in my particular race has endorsed me. As I said, I'm not aware of any endorsements that my opponent has at this time. I'm committed to the community. I'm ethical and fair. I am a tough prosecutor, but I have a compassionate heart, and I will serve you very well as a judge. And I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I think we all want to thank you for your dedication and your willingness to run for public office. I want to thank the many volunteers who've helped make this program a success. I want to thank our audience for your attentiveness and your stimulating questions. And now I guess I get to turn things back over to Phyllis for some closing remarks.
Thank you, Ellen, for being our moderator this afternoon. You did an excellent job. Thank you, the candidates, for participating in a lively discussion. You didn't think it could take 2 hours, but it did. And we appreciate your being here and taking your time. And I'm sure that will help when we make a decision on June 8th. I want to thank Pat Bendikite and Veronica Tincture for putting so much time into presenting this event, and also to Relly Davidson for keeping us on time, and to the candidates for watching what she was doing and not pushing her beyond her limits. Thanks to the question sorters, Carol Stevens and Trina Levichek, and also to the readers, question collectors, Lee Sendelbach, Nancy Olson, Barbara Klein, and Pat Bendikite. All of you were great in making this forum work. It takes a lot to put it together. And thank you to the Media Center for the work of recording this event and putting it on the media and streamlining it as well. Don't forget Smart Voter for more information, and don't forget to vote on June 8th. More voter information is at the back of the room. Actually, it's out here in the lobby. It got too windy to leave it outside. It would have gone away. And so that you look for any of the information with our candidates. Stay and talk to our candidates for a few minutes. I'm sure they'd enjoy that. Good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for coming.